Hey guys, my name is Ben Howard, and today we're out here at Holston Creek Golds to celebrate us getting to 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. First things first, I want to thank y'all so much. At no point when I was starting to make this channel did I actually think I was going to get anywhere near 1,000 subscribers or anything like that. So it's really wild to see that. So thank y'all so much for that. And not only have you been giving me support in that area, but like likes, comments, stuff like that, views, everything's been a lot better recently, and it's really nice because not only does it push the channel, but it also gives me more motivation, more drive to make these videos. So thank y'all so much for all the support you've given me on this channel. But for what we're actually going to be doing for today's video is, if you've seen my other subscriber specials, you'll kind of know the format. Going out here to Holston Creek Golds, which is, I would say, the hardest course in South Carolina. Maybe Winthrop Gold might be a little bit harder, but I would say it's at least top 3 hardest courses in South Carolina. The goal is to beat 18 over out here, which might sound easy, but if you go back and look at the Halloween Open, which was the A tier we had out here, I believe the hot round was shot by Isaac Robinson at, it was like 3 to 5 under, something like that. But somebody shot 18 over out here, and that was rated at 940. So it's going to take some really good golf to beat that today. My personal best is 22, and if you've seen my series, you'll know basically I do a giveaway based on how well I do compared to my personal best out here. So if I don't beat my personal best at all, I'm still going to be giving away something. But for every stroke that I beat my personal best by, I'm going to be adding to that giveaway. But if I'm not able to beat my personal best or anything, I'm going to be actually giving away a Goliath Discs gift card that's for their website. A big thank you to Josh from Goliath for hooking me up with that. No matter what I shoot today, that's going to be given away to one of you on the comments at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But for every stroke after that I beat my personal best, I'm going to be adding a disc to it. So if I get to 22, or no, if I get to 21, I'm going to be adding this, was it Jawbreaker, Crystal Flex, something, the Captain Wraps from this past year. If I get to 20, I'm going to be adding this Japan Open Halo Scorpion. If I get to 19 over, I'm going to be adding this 2021 Sexton Firebird. If I get to 18, I'm going to be adding this Halo Draco. And if I'm able to beat 18 and get to 17, I'm going to be adding this Saki Bomb stamped was it Rock X3, I believe? Yeah, Rock X3. That's also signed by him. But yeah, so hopefully all of this plus the gift card is going to be given to one of y'all at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, we're on hole 1. This one's a par 4, 722 feet. Fairway goes straight for about 250 feet, then it doglegs left for the rest of the hole, where it kind of shrinks down and you've got like a really tight wooded fairway with a low ceiling. So off the tee, we're just trying to get past this tree in the middle of the fairway and get up to that dogleg. Then from there, if you're trying to go for the birdie, you got to throw like a really tight flex shot, but all we really need is a par on this hole. So hopefully I can just put myself in good position, throw something down the fairway, throw my approach shot into the green, and get out here with a par. Ooh, just get around that tree. Okay, that's fine. It's not going to be in a great spot, but from there, I can still kind of pitch up in the area that I want to. It's just going to be a little bit tighter than I would have liked. Okay, so from here you can kind of see what I'm talking about, where the fairway kind of tightens in. From where I am, I really don't have a great line to get into that gap unless I try and hit this really small gap right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a putter, try and lay up to the mouth of that gap, and then see if I have a good shot from there. I'm going to try and go for the green from there, but just going to try and put myself in a good position from right here. Just like that. Oh yeah, perfect. Ooh, just fade out of it a little bit for me. Oh yeah. Okay, that should be perfect. I did have to step up to a fairway driver, so that could have gone a little long and a little left, but I should have, like, hopefully inside the circle putt. Let's go. It's always nice to start off with a par out here. Because that's one thing I got to remind myself every time I do this, is pars are birdies, bogeys are pars. So even if I take a bogey on a hole, it's fine. Just got to stay away from the doubles and the triples out here, which is especially going to be hard on the next hole. All right, guys, we're on hole 2. This one's a par 5, 1,152 feet. And that is a lie because it's probably close to like 1,400 feet. Because as you can see, we've got to go all the way up this hill you can see in front of us, across the top of it, down the other side of the hill, and then back up the next hill to the basket, which is perched on the side of that hill. On this one, we're just going to be trying to throw in as many max distance shots as we can in a row. And if I throw 4 really good ones in a row, I should be able to get up there for a par. Just mainly going to be all about placement, because the fairway is pretty wide open. There's not really too much in the way, except for like 4 or 5 trees. So the main thing is I just need to be really specific with my aiming points, try and get in my landing zones, just play this hole as clean as I can. This first shot, we're trying to land in basically this area that's really shadowed up here, straight ahead of us. If I can get over here in the flat part on top of this dam, that would be really sick, but the main goal is just in this shadowed area, basically it's dead ahead of us. Just get past it. Oh, that's good. That's gonna be really good. Roll forward. Yeah. Won't have the best footing from there, but I'll have a wide open shot to try and get as close to the top of the hill as I can. Okay, so I don't really have the best footing from here, but all I really need to do from here is try and get up to this tree in the middle of the fairway. And even if I'm short of that, it's perfectly fine. That's just gonna be like my aiming point for the shot. It's just to try and throw it at that tree in the fairway. Still got to go with the distance driver to get anywhere near that tree, but I just got to be smooth with it, give it the right height, and we'll be fine. All right, just sit down, sit down. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We're not in the tall grass. We'll have a wide open shot to put myself in position to get up and down for a par. Okay, so I end up in a really good spot, still far enough out in the fairway to where I can throw a backhand. I just got to make sure I get this to land in a really precise spot where I've got really good footing and I can go for the basket. I want to be more off to the left side of the fairway, so I'm going to try a little hyzer with the FD, just nice and straight, nothing crazy. That looks good. I need a little skip though. Okay. We'll have something from there. I don't know if I'll be able to get up and down from there, but it's about a 400-foot shot, so we'll see. Okay, so it ended up in an okay spot. A little too far left, not as far as I would have liked, but we're up here to where I have something to where I can try and get up there for a par. Biggest thing I gotta make sure I don't do is end up early left, because it's jail over here, so I'd rather flip this shot up and turn it over, or get it to flip up and push really far and then fade out. So let's see what we can do. Or do that. All right, just gonna have to recover a little bit, just try and get down there as far as I can, give myself an easy approach shot, and just get out here with the 7. Yeah, there we go. Yep, perfect. The easy, like 120, 140 foot approach shot in the green, get out here with the 7. Oh, oops, sit down. I didn't mean to run it that hard. All right, guys, we're on hole 3. This one's a par 3, 415 feet. Basket's up this way, tucked off to the left, slightly uphill. So, best thing I can really do in this hole is just try and put something in the middle of the fairway, because this isn't one I can really reach consistently. So I'm just gonna take a straight fairway driver, put it in the fairway you can see straight in front of us, and just hopefully get out of here with a par. Man, that was close. Oh, okay. Roll out. Okay, that's not great, but I'm not in the rough on either side, so I should have like a little scramble shot to get up and down for par. Just don't hit that. Okay, we'll get in. Ooh, almost. All right, guys, we're on hole 4. This one's a par 4, 711 feet. Fairway goes straight until you get to these trees right here that mark the opening of the gap, where the fairway goes down, kind of snakes off to the left, snakes back off to the right, and then comes back to the left. But off the tee, we're really trying to set ourselves up at the opening of that gap, and then try and throw a shot down that tunnel to the basket. Tee shot's probably the easiest part of the hole. If we set ourselves up well, this is a birdieable hole, so really just want to throw a nice hyzer out to the right, let it fade in, right into the middle of that gap. Nope, that's going to be too far left. Dang it. Okay, that's far enough down there to where I can probably just lay up into a really good spot and get a pretty easy par, hopefully. We just have to see where we are. Okay, so actually in a fairly okay spot. Got a nice clean forehand into the gap, and I can actually get some nice distance off the shot. I just got to make sure that if I want to make a mistake, I'd rather be off to the right, because then I can do a little patent pending and it makes the shot into the green a little bit straighter. Or if I'm off to the left side of the fairway, it's going to make that shot a little bit more difficult, be more like a spike hyzer shot, and odds are I'm going to have to throw a forehand if I'm off to the left again. So really just want to make sure I give this enough height to where it'll fade out. That looks really good. If it sticks, that'll be amazing. Okay, sound like you got to skip, so I'll probably be up there on the right side of the fairway, but I'll probably have like a little patent pinning shot up to the green. Okay, so a little bit of an unfortunate result, because I think I came in here right at the opening of the bike path and skipped down here. I think otherwise I would have, got caught up on the edge and had a much cleaner shot, but from here, not a lot. Probably just gonna have to try and punch out somewhere, just see if I can get myself at least like somewhat of a putt up there. Oh, dang, what I hit? Oh, dang, I hit the last branch I could have hit. But that'll be like a 40 footer for my par at least. Oh, man, that felt good. All right, guys, we're on hole 5. It's par 5, 904 feet. Arguably one of, if not the hardest hole on the course. Basically going straight the whole way, but off the tee, you've got OB off to the right. Once we get past that, the fairway goes up a hill, and then you go into like a really tight 250-foot long fairway that goes up to the basket, with the basket being on the side of the hill. Main thing we gotta do off the tee though is decide which gap we want to go for. I'm gonna try and just push something straight down the left side. I'm gonna try and get a little bit more aggressive than I normally do. I'm gonna go for a fairway driver instead of a mid, and just see how far I can get down there, because if I can get a lot of distance off the tee, it makes the second shot a little bit more doable and just makes this whole hole just a little bit easier, which is something I'm really gonna need. No. Oh, well. Holy crap. Oh, sit down. Oh, that was so lucky. That's like the perfect landing zone for a mid-range at least. If it was a fairway driver, I probably could have got another 50 feet out of it, but that's awesome. All right, so from here, really trying to get up to that yellow sign you can see in front of us. I think it's like a bike crossing sign or something like that. I'm gonna take a flippy mid-range, throw it through this left gap, try and get it to flip up and turn through that gap, but mainly just push straight and give myself a nice, easy approach shot up the hill into that tight wooded fairway I was talking about off the tee. Just like that. Okay, okay. I turned it over a lot more than I meant to, but there is a lane back there way off to the right where I can throw like a forehand shot up there into that fairway up there. So that actually worked out pretty well, luckily. Oh yeah, just like that. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so from here you can't see the basket, but it's just up here, slightly tucked off to the left. This is like the easiest part of the hole, but because you've done all that stuff before, it makes the shot feel a lot more technical than it really is. Just need to throw the putter up there, get it to fade out just a little bit. And I'll have an easy putt for my par. Little skip. Oh yeah. Hopefully I didn't go too far because the hill does go filter away from behind the basket. So I could be a little far away from my par putt, but getting a bogey on this hole is perfectly fine with me either way. Okay, so what I was worried about happening did happen. I went a little long, but I've got like a 25 to 30 foot little straddle putt. Let's see if I can make this. Come on. Oh, dang. Almost. I don't know if I've taken a 6 on this hole before. I know I've got a 5 one time, but that might be like the first 6 I've ever taken. So normally it's a 7, an 8, or a 9 for this hole. All right, guys, we're on hole 6. This one's a par 4, 620 feet. Off the tee, we're trying to throw something at these 2 trees and either get to bend off in front of them or get past them and then bend to the right. From there, you're going to be in a pretty big landing zone, but you've got about 300 foot water carry to the basket, with the basket being 15 feet off the water, maybe, probably not even that much. So if I want to get the birdie, I need to get really aggressive, and I too want to try and get the birdie on this one. So I'm going to go fairway driver, try and turn it over in front of those trees, get to bend right, and get out there and give me a doable approach shot into the green from there. But if I'm not in a perfect position, I'm going to lay up and then throw across and get my par. No, that's so bad. Okay. I should be able to get out into a good spot to get up and down from there, but it's going to be a tricky approach shot. Okay, so I actually got insanely lucky. I'm just right here. I literally cut the corner pretty much. So I only have like about 100 feet to the landing zone. That's like ideal. So I'm gonna see if I can just do a little backhand turnover, put myself in a great position, and then get across from my par. Ooh, we need it. Sit down. Okay. Okay, so I'm a little pinched off on the left side, but this is a very doable shot. But instead of throwing like a hyzer with a stable disc, I'm gonna put an understable disc out on a little bit more hyzer. See if I can get to flip up and just drag back to the left. Main thing is I want to put a lot of power on this, so that way if I don't get it to get back really far left, I can get across and be safe. Oh, it's so low. Flip, flip, flip. Oh. Oh, we're safe. I think I got a putt. Holy crap. Dang. It's a little right. Man. Like I said, bogeys or pars. That's perfectly fine. The fact that I even had that par putt was amazing. Let's just get out of here, move on to the next one, get the par in the next hole. All right, guys, we're on hole 7. This one's a par 4, 711 feet. Go straight for about 250, 300 feet. Then the fairway spins off to the right. And then about another 250 feet past that, the fairway bends right again and goes down into the wood line about 200 feet, maybe not even that far. So on this one, all I'm really trying to do is throw a shot straight, get myself out in the open, throw my second shot to the mouth of the gap, throw my third shot down the gap to the basket, get out here to the par. Hardest part is going to be this tee shot because, as you can tell, we're going slightly uphill. So I just got to make sure I get the height right, but just throw this as straight as I can. Nothing crazy. Dang. Well, I didn't hit anything, and I turned that over so much that I might be in the short tee pads fairway, which isn't great because it's not very wide open, but it's going to be a look to get up there for par. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so I didn't quite get into the short tee pads fairway. I'm right in between them, So I think what I'm gonna do is just try and get up there into the landing zone. I was trying to get into off the tee and then play the hole like I said I was going to. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so I actually ended up putting myself in a really good spot, a much better spot than I was thinking. So instead of trying to lay up to the gap, I'm gonna try and push down into the gap a little bit with a flex forehand. I just gotta make sure that if anything, I get this to flatten out and bend back to the right, because the right side's gonna be a little bit more open, and I'm gonna get a little bit more distance if I get this to finish out. So I'm going with the most overstable disc in my bag, so it should flex out, hopefully. I just gotta hit the gap, and this will be really good. No, right in the ground. Oh no. Dang it, that's bad. All right. Ah, dang it. Okay, that's fine. We can get up and down from there. Sit. Sit. There we go. That's the first really big number on a hole that I didn't want to take a big number on. So yeah, so that puts us at 8 over going into 8. So we're still well on track. All I need is one par. This is definitely the best start I've ever had doing this. So not mad, but like I said earlier, I've got to stay away from the hero shots. Just play my lines, play the landing zones that I've put out for myself. Just don't make this too complicated, because that's all it takes is to take a big number out here. Is just trying to do hero shots. Okay, so sorry, I got it mixed up. We are 8 over through 7 right now. So I need 2 pars to get back on the track. And this is one of the easiest pars to get on the entire course, I would say. This one's what? Yeah, hole 8, 390. I don't know if you can see the basket from there or not, but it's straight ahead. Biggest thing we've got to pay attention to is we've got water off to the right, but we actually do have a right to left wind. So I'm just going to take overstable driver, throw it out to the right, just trying to get the finish back to the left. Biggest thing is I don't want to go too far left, because there is some rough out there that doesn't really help us very much. But I really just got to throw something out there to where we can get up and down for an easy par. Nothing crazy. I pulled that, but I think that's going to be really good. Oh, I scared that bird. Okay, as long as that didn't roll into the water, we should be fine. Even if it does, being off to the right makes it to where you don't really have too much in your way. So should have an easy bogey from there, even if I go out of bounds. Perfect. All right, guys, we're on hole 9, par 5, 952 feet. This one is basically the mirror image of hole 1 plus another 200 feet, where we're going straight for a little bit longer, probably about 250, 300 feet. Then the fairway doglegs right. We're going straight that way for about 700 feet, and there's nothing really too much in the way. It's just that we've got a pretty narrow fairway the whole way down. There is like one little curve, but other than that, it's pretty much just a dead straight shot, with the later parts of the fairway having a little bit of a low ceiling. So just trying to play some safe golf, keep it in the fairway the whole time. If I can get to the corner off the tee, it's going to make this hole extremely easy, so I'm just going to try and make sure that we do that. It does go a little bit uphill, but as long as I take it into account, should be fine. Ah, I pulled it. Get out in the middle. Dang it. That's bad. I could probably get to the corner from there, but that's going to be rough. Okay, I don't know how, but somehow this actually stayed out pretty far out in the fairway. So this next shot's really doable. It's a little bit farther than I think, though, so I got to make sure I give this plenty of height. Just get up there to the corner. Just like that. Get up there. Go. Go. Yes, that should be good. All right, so we put ourselves in a really good spot, but in order for me to get up there to save a par, or really save a bogey, I need to throw a few really good shots in a row. So let's see what we can do. But if we take a double bogey on this hole, that's fine. This is one of the holes where I expect it. But right now, I want to get this just as far up the fairway as I can. Just being in the middle. Just gotta be safe. Nothing crazy. We'll be fine. Just get up there. That's fine. From there, just gotta get around the corner. Throw our next shot up near the basket, make a putt, and you get out here with 6. Oh, I got through. Okay. Okay, that took some of the energy out of it, so I'm not as far up as I would have liked. So I'm probably gonna have like more of a 300-foot approach shot in the green, but it is doable from there. Just gonna have a little bit of a low ceiling. Oh, dadgum. Golly. I'm just barely off my line either side. I'm not hitting my lines well. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a little tricky. Got just a little gap right here in front of me that I'm gonna have to hit. I wanna get up there for a putt. See what we can do. Oh, I hit it. Oh no, sit. Crap. Okay. It's up there for a putt at least. But just didn't get on the angle I wanted out of my hand. Oh well. Oh, dang. I even got over that branch I was trying to get over. There we go. All right, that finishes up the front 9. That was I think that was a triple bogey. So if my math's right, I think we're at 11 over, which is the best start I've ever had. I think I'm normally at like 14 over at this point, or 13. I think 13 was my best before this. So that means I've got 7 strokes to play with in the back 9, which is the easier 9, because the hole we're going into is easy par. Hole after that's not easy par, but it's a gettable par, probably going to be a bogey. Then the whole 2 holes after that are pretty easy pars. So there's a lot of strokes we can make up. We just got to make sure that we've got at least a good lead going into the last 5 holes, because that's where we're going to run into a lot of OB. But it's looking good. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, we're on hole 10. This one's a par 3, 380 feet. This is probably one of, if not the only hole you can actually see the basket from the tee pad. It's down here, slightly tucked off the right from the real gap you want to hit. But I'm trying to decide if I want to go for like a flippy fairway driver that'll hit on some highs or get a flip up and turn through the gap, or if I want to throw a flat shot and just have it push straight the whole way down. Because the only thing that really makes this hole difficult is the fact that it's going slightly downhill the whole way. So if I get anything starting to fade out, it can move really far left. But the main thing I need is just distance off the tee. So I think I'm going to go with just a flat fairway driver, kind of understable. Just hopefully I can get it to kind of turn down there and just kind of push straight. If I go long, that's fine. I just want to get down there so I have a easy approach shot into the green and get out here with a par. Get around that. Ooh, okay. Wow, that actually turned over a lot more than I thought it would. It's probably the first shot I've actually thrown hard all day, it feels like, but I should be down there for like a, maybe a 100-foot approach shot, something like that. We'll see. Sit down. Sit. Perfect. There we go. So it turned out there was some headwind that I couldn't feel off the tee on this hole. That's why the FD turned over. So it was a really good thing I actually threw that shot, and it wasn't actually my fault that it turned over that time. So it's comforting to know that I did make the right shot selection on this shot. All right, guys, we're on hole 11. This one's a par 4, 460 feet. This hole is shaped like a question mark, where it goes straight, bends off to the left, and swoops back out to the right, which this one's actually the hanging basket hanging off the mailbox. But for the tee shot, We really want to throw something as far up there as we can and be as far left as we can, so that way it opens up that shot kind of into the green. I don't really think this is one I can get a birdie on unless I throw a really nice tee shot. Really plan on just getting out there, getting out to the left, throwing a shot up as close as I can, and then making my approach shot into the green as easy as I can for my par. Ah, dang it. Just get down, get down, get down, get down. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything from there or not. Either way, probably the worst case scenario will be like a bogey, unless I make a really bad shot, but we'll see. Get up there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I kind of did the one thing I really didn't want to do, which is put myself really far off to the right, because now I'm kind of pinched off and don't really have a good way to get around the corner as much as I need to in order to make this approach shot to the green easy. I think the best thing I'm going to be able to do is just take my most understable mid-range and just try and get it to turn around that corner. Just trying to make sure it doesn't flatten out too much. Just get it through this gap and carry right as far as I can get it to go. It's too low, and it's just going to go straight. That's it. Okay, that kind of worked. Oh, don't hit that. Okay, we're good. There we go. All right, guys, we're on hole 12. This one's a par 3, 420 feet. Basket's just straight ahead. You might actually be able to see it on this one too, with the bit of sun shining the way it is. But main thing is, we've got a gap about 150, 200 feet off the tee. If we hit that gap and get down there, the par is pretty much guaranteed. But if we hit that gap, the approach shot can be really tricky. But I want to get down there. I've been close to getting the 2 on this hole before, so just got to take a distance driver, put it a little bit out to the left, get it to turn into the gap, flatten out, and push straight. Oh, why are you throwing it so high? Dang it, and it didn't turn at all. Oh, well, that was a great kick, actually. So I'll probably have probably not even 200 feet into the green from there. Thank goodness for that kick. There we go. Good grief. This is the luckiest round I've ever played. Holy crap. Oh. All right, guys, we're on hole 13. This one's a par 3, 365 feet. Probably one of, if not the easiest hole in the course. You really just got to throw a flat shot with something overstable through this gap you can see in front of us, and then hopefully get a nice skip up to the left. The hardest part about this hole is getting to the basket because it's up on the hill way off to the left. So most of the time, if I throw a really good shot, I'll get up there to like edge of circle 1 at most. Most of the time I'm in circle 2, but let's see if we can do that again. So birdie would really help us out right now. I like it. Okay. It's just a little too far to the right. That was really close to what I wanted, because you want to give it a lot of time to swing back to the left. We also do have a headwind, which might actually kind of held it out a little bit straighter than normal, but we're out there in the middle. Probably have like 150 foot approach shot into the green. Should be pretty doable. Just like that. Well, it might still be a little long, but I shouldn't be outside of 20 feet. There we go. All right, guys, we're on hole 14. This one's a par 4, 608 feet. You can actually see the basket up on top of the hill, But biggest thing to pay attention to, all tall grass is out of bounds. So off the tee, we're just gonna try and throw a hyzer out to the right, get it to land in the middle. And if we're in a good enough spot, we'll try and get up to the basket. But odds are probably won't have good enough footing to go for it. So I'll probably just have to kind of lay up into a area like 150 to 100 feet short of the basket and then go for it from there. It's a little bit wider than I meant for it to be. Come on, hurry. Dang, wow, I've never done that before. Huh, okay. Those drives are getting a little bit straight on me. I might need to take them out of the bag. Okay, so we're not in too bad of a spot, but I'm not gonna be able to get to the basket from here, so I'm just gonna have to lay up, pitch up, and get out of here with the bogey. Oh, that's so bad. Just, oh, that's not even, no. There we go. Finally threw a shot that didn't go out of bounds. There we go. That hurts, because this is one of the holes I was hoping to get a par on to kind of cushion myself going to the last few holes, because the next hole is one that could end the round for sure. And then 16 will be my last birdie chance on the course. 17's one of the hardest holes on the course, but can be easy if I play it right. And then 18 should be an easy par. So just gotta finish strong and we'll be fine. All right guys, we're on hole 15, par 4, 700 feet. Basket's basically just straight ahead the whole way. Biggest thing to pay attention to is, once again, we've got tall grass on either side that's out of bounds. And we got a right to left wind, which isn't really gonna help too much. But off the tee, I'm just gonna try and put something in the middle. And then from there, we're gonna do another chip shot and then hopefully be close enough to where we can throw a shot into the green. There's also OB around the basket down there, and it's actually pretty close. I think at some points it's like 15 feet away from the basket. So if we can stay away from the OB on this hole, that'd be great. But all we really gotta do is just stay away from anything worse than a bogey, and then we'll be fine. Let's see. Just gonna go a little bit hyzer out of the hand, out to the right. See if that wind will kind of help me carry it back to the left. Oh, what? Oh, please, come on, swing, swing. Dang, I didn't think that thing would flip up in that wind. It's probably not even 5 miles an hour. Okay, well, I think that's probably out of bounds, but just in case, I'm gonna throw a provisional. I'll try that same shot again, but something a little more overstable, so hopefully this won't flip. And that's OB left. Well, hopefully that first one's in bounds. All right, so sadly both of those were out of bounds. So I'm throwing from 5 from right here. If I get up and down, I'm not get up and down, but throw my shot, then get up and down from there, that'll be a 7. Won't be too bad. Just got to throw another good shot. Be fine. That looks really good. Just needs to stick. No skipping. Dang it. Perfect. All right, so if I have it right in my head, that should put me at 19 over. So I need to get 2 birdies the last 3 holes if I want to get back to 17, which I would have to birdie the next 2 holes because hole 18 isn't really birdieable for me. So let's see if we can do it. All right, guys, we're on hole 16, par 4, 495 feet. This one is probably the most birdieable hole on the course, but it's not the easiest one, if that makes sense. Off the tee, we've got about 200 feet where the fairway's going straight. Then the rest of the whole fairway just kind of slowly bends to the left and eventually the fairway is just moving directly to the left. So what I need to do on this shot is throw something out there that'll kind of follow the fairway, get me up there, and then I've got to figure out some way to get to the basket because there's a lot of guarding trees around it. So I either got to go with a high hyzer shot or something that's really low that'll skip around it. But main thing is I got to throw this shot in a really nice place, perfect landing zone, so that way I can try and get up there for a birdie. Ah, it's too low. I didn't mind that, but not too sure what I'll have from there. It's not too bad, but it's definitely like 30, 40, 50 feet back of where I want to be off the tee. Okay, so I don't think my chances for birdie are completely dead, but I'm not going to be able to throw the shot that's a little bit more consistent, which is going over the top. I'm going to have to throw something low, get it on a good skip angle, and just kind of get it to do like that, like running skip almost, where it just kind of filters way left. So hopefully I can do it with this disc. I'm just going to try and hit it low and hard, see what happens. Get off that, get off it, get off it. Ah, gosh, that's so close. Okay, that's fine. We can get up and down for par from there though. Oh yeah, perfect. There we go. Still in it. All right, guys, we're on hole 17. This is a par 5, 933 feet. The fairway goes straight for probably about 350 feet, then it slowly bends to the right. Then after about another 350 feet, it turns back to the left. And then for about 250 feet, and then there's the basket right there. So it's basically straight ahead, but we got to follow along the fairway. Once again, all tall grass is out of bounds, but this one is birdieable with 4 really good shots. So first thing, I'm just going to try and do a flex shot off this. Just try and put this not even really too far out, not even at like the sand bunker, just like straight ahead, and almost get to kind of flex out over the tall grass on the right, and then flatten out, push straight, and get me up there to a really good spot, hopefully. Because if I get on top of the hill, I'll have a nice flat footing. Let's see what we can do. I threw it on like a tiny baby anhyzer. Oh, that makes me so mad. Golly. All right, so I had no luck finding that, but I'm assuming it was, I would have said it went out right about here. I'll take that. And then from here, I'm just gonna try and throw a forehand right in the middle. Just because as we go along this way, the ground's gonna kind of slope from right to left as we keep going. So I really want to throw a forehand so it sticks on the side of the hill. It doesn't go too far right. And stick. There we go. All right, so I'm not in position to get to the basket, but I'm going to get a little aggressive, make this approach shot in the green a lot easier. Just going to throw a straight shot, just try and get to follow along with the fairway. Just throw it at the tall grass off the right and see if I can get the fade off of it. Nothing crazy. How you want to flip? Come on. Dang it, that's so close to what I wanted to. Come on, be beefy. Man, that thing's starting to get straight on me. Oh, dang. That felt so good out of my hand too. All right, guys, final hole of the video. Hole 18, par 3, 450 feet basically. Straight ahead across this pond. Right now we are at 22 over. So tied with my personal best. in order for me to actually give a disc away, I'm gonna have to park this hole. I know I can get something there, but nothing. Just do it. Why not? Not that disc, but let's just try it. See if we can get there. I just gotta hit the height right, get it out flat, and this thing will coast all the way up there. Come on. I like it. Stay high. Oh. Well. It's across, but about 150 feet to the right of the basket. So, it's mission somewhat accomplished. Should be able to get up and down for a par pretty easy from there, though. Just sit down. Okay, perfect. Alright guys, that finished up our round out here. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how I played today. That's definitely the best I've ever played the front nine. That was the weird thing, like, I started off really hot, really trusting my backhand, really just feeling really confident going into this round. This was the first time I've actually played like a practice round before I came out here, and it definitely helped. And I also went through and kind of tried to pick out landing zones on each hole and just tried to fill out like a game plan. And I think that really helped me today on the front nine, because I think that's where I've always had the issue. My main issues was just trying to figure out where I wanted to land, what shot I was trying to throw to get to those landing zones. So I really think from now on I should be doing a lot better on the front nine, which is going to help me get to that 18 over. But the funny thing is, I think the back nine's a different story, because I'm pretty sure that's the worst I've ever played the back nine, or at least close to the worst I've ever played it. Because I think I shot, I was 22 over, so I shot 11 under on 11 over on the back nine, 11 over on the front nine, which typically you should shoot better on the back nine, which, I mean, I'd have to look at the scorecard, but I'm pretty sure I shot as many pars on the back nine as I did the front nine. I just couldn't stay away from the big numbers on a few holes, and that's just what's going to get you out here. It's just, if I could stay clean, stay in the fairway, throw clean shots, this course isn't going to be that difficult. But when I try and get too aggressive, when I try and do stuff that I'm not comfortable with, that's where I'm going to run into stuff. So next time, I'm just going to have to do the same kind of similar stuff to what I did today, but just have to tweak my game plan just a little bit. And there's a few holes out here I need to come up with different game plans. Like 15, I should have came up with a different game plan, because last time I played it, I played into a left or right, and today I played into a headwind, which I thought would be similar results, but were not at all. So I'm definitely gonna have to come up with different game plans for 15, maybe 14. 14 is about the same. That drive just went a little bit farther than I expected it, honestly. And I kind of pulled that shot a little bit, but that one's a little different. I'll probably have to come up with something a little different for that hole. 17, I just didn't throw it well, but I definitely will need to tweak that game plan a little bit. I don't know. I'll come up with it all next time. But speaking of the next time we come out here, I do want to change up the series a little bit and kind of get away from like milestones and turn it into something more consistent. So I think what I'm going to do is every 100 subscribers, I'm going to come back out here and do this. And I'm going to keep the giveaway the same way. I probably won't add like something every time, no matter what, if I don't beat my personal best, but I think every time that I beat my personal best out here, I'm definitely going to give away whatever discs I promised for today's video. And I'd like to continue it on even past when I do beat 18 over, and try and see how long it takes me to get to 9 over, or even to even par, maybe, hopefully, at some point. Because I would definitely say this course definitely brings a lot out of me and makes me play different golf than what I'm comfortable with. So the more I get to play out here, the better I feel like I'm going to be as a player. So hopefully we can get out here more often, because it looks like, at least from my analytics, it's about 100 subscribers a month. So should be around once a month, maybe even sometimes twice a month if we have a good month. So we'll see how it goes. But for the giveaway, I wasn't able to beat my personal best out here. Ended up tying it. So we're just going to be giving away the gift card to Goliath Discs. All I need you to do is go down, like, and subscribe, and tell me the hardest course you've ever played. And then at this time, hopefully next week, I'll pick somebody out and we'll get that code out to you so you can get your disc from Goliath. But once again, I want to thank y'all so much for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. It still blows my mind, doesn't feel real, and I do want y'all to know y'all have opened up a lot of opportunities for me, a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do, I've been able to do because of y'all, so thank you so much. Big shout out to Goliath for getting me that $40 gift card that I'm going to be giving away to one of y'all. Big thank you to Upper Park for being a sponsor as well. Please go check them out. I've got all their links and my codes for them down in the description, so once again, please go check them out. But thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and y'all have a good one.